Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. My name is Alison, certified dating and relationship coach, and this is Ask Alison. This is my weekly live Q&A where I have the opportunity to give back to my community, to give back to my circle, to give back to my subscribers so that you can ask any and all questions you have around dating and relationships. So, if you give me un momento, I am going to also start my live on Instagram land. And the lighting is so much better on Instagram land. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We're going to bring this a little bit closer. And if you will allow me, I'm also going to let folks on Instagram land know what to do. So join me on YouTube to answer your burning dating ooh, dating, and relationship questions. By I'll just put Adeline with Allison. Well, no, comment. I'll just tell y'all. Comment YouTube. Comment YouTube. Why can't I spell YouTube today? YouTube for the link. Oh, I know why this is like dark. You know why? Because I have my laptop like dark, and I've been trying to figure out. Ooh, I think I figured it out. Holla. I have my YouTube, like my laptop screen was dark and I couldn't figure it out, but now I figured it out. Here we go. For the link. Okay. So those who are accustomed to seeing me in Instagram land, you are going to see my side profile. And if you want your dating and relationship questions answered, you have to join me on YouTube. And I see folks who are coming in, so I appreciate you. Thank you for everybody who's coming in on YouTube. Hello, Nicole. Happy New Year. Thank you. Looking good. You know, this is my first day back on YouTube live in like 2 years. I haven't been on here since COVID. So I just want to put on a little something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Filling my eyebrows a little bit, put on a little lip gloss. I ain't do the whole beat, but I wanted to give y'all a little something. So if you are in Instagram land, you in the wrong place. Instead, where I need you to be is to go right here to YouTube, align with Alison on YouTube. Same name, same spelling, or you can comment YouTube in the comments here on Instagram land. You could click the link in my bio and you can get there. But what I need you to do is not only come over to YouTube, but I need you to subscribe on YouTube. It is absolutely, positively free. You don't have to pay $1 or a dime. Make sure that you go ahead and you subscribe to my YouTube. I am also only taking questions in YouTube. I am only taking questions in YouTube. So, any of your burning questions in regards to dating or relationships, please join me in YouTube, on YouTube, at Align with Alison. Comment the word YouTube and you'll get the link to your DM. So you can click the link in my bio and you will see the first button. Hello, Terry. Thank you. Welcome. Ooh, RD from the Netherlands. Yes, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Terry, for subscribing. Nicole, I'm waiting for your subscription, babe. Corinne, I am waiting for your subscription. Welcome, Patrice. Thank you. Make sure that you subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Thank you for welcoming me here back on YouTube for the first time in probably 2.5 years live. Anyway, you'll see that I do post on YouTube here and there, but one of my New Year's resolutions, which I believe in resolutions, one of my New Year's resolutions is that I am going to be building my community on YouTube. What I find, no shade Instagram, is that folks on YouTube tend to be more action oriented. Folks on YouTube tend to take the gems, the free gems that they get on YouTube. They put a plan in place and they execute. And so I don't know what this is. Somebody just said, thank you for the background. And I have this random strap. I promise you, not a bra strap. It's something for the baby. Let's get that out the way. Yes, so people on YouTube tend to take action. So that's why I'm taking my effort and my energy here. Okay. Also, if you want your questions answered, if you want your dating and relationships questions answered, then you have to join me on YouTube. Please go ahead and drop whatever questions you have in the chat, I guess what they call it. Drop it in the chat. I see 27 people who are on the live. Thank you. But I only see 5 likes. So that means 27 people, 27 likes. What's going on? please go ahead and drop it in. Thank you, Shantae. Shantae said, I came over to YouTube as you suggested. Yes, and go ahead and drop your question, Shantae, and I'll be able to answer for you. Easy breezy, chicken greasy. Oh, Nicole says, oh, she remembers my lunchtime interviews. Yes, that was like 2.5 years ago, girl. That's how I started my YouTube. And then lunchtime was lunchtime no more. Lunchtime was taken away from work. So thank you. Welcome. Please go ahead and drop your questions. I'm only taking on YouTube. I'm only taking questions on YouTube. I'm only taking my dating and relationship questions on YouTube. Hello, Christine. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Now I have 32 people here. Thank you so much. The likes need to match the people. The likes need to match the people. All right, folks. So again, I'm going to go ahead and start the live Q&A. I only have 21 minutes because I do have my Wednesday 7 p.m. group. Every Wednesday 7 p.m. I have a group. So I try to hop on and do my live Q&A as quickly and as efficiently as possible so I can report to my people. Who are my people? Those who have joined me in the 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. That is my signature program, a proven system that helps busy professional women like me get into the relationships that they desire and require to be with the partners that they deserve. So I have that session in 21 minutes, which means we have 21 minutes together so that I can answer all of your questions for absolutely free every week on YouTube. All right. So let's start with question number 1, which is, how should I go about my guy and his crazy work schedule? We haven't had a day since my birthday. I am frustrated with the quality time that we have. How do I go about my guy and his crazy work schedule? We haven't had a day since my birthday. Let me know when your birthday was. And I was frustrated, and I'm frustrated with the quality time that we have. Okay, so if the two of you are already in a committed relationship, that means that we should not be parsing out our time with any other potential romantic connections, right? That means that we just have life stuff. We have work, we have family, we have other maybe community commitments, we have working out, our own interests that we have as individuals, which should still be maintained. The two of you need to sit down and have a meeting. Yes. Sit down and have a meeting, very corporate like. And this is going to also echo when you guys, and if you guys continue into engagement, marriage, so on and so forth. You sit down and you have to parse this thing out. So it's going to be, okay, babe, this is the time that I wake up. This is the time you wake up. This is the time that you travel to work. I travel to work. This is my schedule, work schedule. This is your work schedule. All right, now we've moved on from work because we got to work. This is America. This is the world. We got to work. After work, what are we doing? We're looking at community obligation. We're looking at family obligation. We're looking at working out, whatever the things that are also an important priority, not the priority, but a priority. And then it's only 24 hours in a day. Now you're left with what time you legitimately have. And then you're going to have to dedicate specific potentially days and times to be together. Right? But you sit down and have that meeting. My husband and I were like 3 days late, but after my group session at 7 p.m. Eastern, The Partner You Deserve, he and I are going to sit down with a notebook, old school, with pens, old school, and we are going to establish what our New Year's resolutions are. As a family, we have individual ones that we'll discuss, and then what do we have as a family? Potentially purchasing another property, especially if you're on here with my former client and amazing business coach, Terry Kauser. She is hosting a first-time home buyers masterclass. So Terry, make sure you put that in the chat. I need to get accustomed to the language in the chat, right? So my husband and I, we want to add a second property on, right? So we're going to sit down, we're going to parse it out, we're going to figure it out, pen and paper. So yes, being together, being in a romantic relationship is not only romance, it's also business. And so if you have to sit down and plan and organize and structure in order to figure out what's the best fit for all of us, right? Each other and our family and our other obligations, that's what you need to do to make it happen. Okay, give us an update. Let us know how that works. Is there a time limited on dating before actually getting into a relationship with that person? Is there a time limited on dating before actually getting into a relationship with that person? This is probably the most popular question that I get. This, and I'm going to preface this by saying extremely generally speaking, if we're talking about two people who work average 9 to 5s, 11 to 7s, average types of jobs. We're not talking about truckers. We're not talking about astronauts. We're not talking about a doctor who's working, especially somebody in their residency, 18-hour days, right? average Joe Schmoes and Jane Schmoes, 9 to 5s, right? And you live in relatively the same city, the same region. That means a couple of things. Number one, the both of you should have enough time to talk every day. We're either texting every other day, then talking on the days that we're not texting. We should be seeing each other at least once a week. At least once a week. So if we do the math on this, we've been talking on the phone, communicating, getting to know each other, building a relationship, building a rapport, right? Getting some depth. If we've been doing that every day for 90 days, 3 months, if we've been going out on a date once a week at least, we're talking about 12 dates. Dates are on average going to last you, minus maybe your first meetup, but it's going to last you 3-4 hours. Then we have spent more than enough time together and have gotten to know each other enough to now escalate this and move this from dating to a committed relationship. So again, very generally, your average Jane, your average Joe working a 9 to 5, working in the same city, 90 days, 3 months is enough time for both parties to assess that this seems like the right fit. And so I'm going to move this from dating, not in a committed relationship, to committed relationship, cutting anyone else off that we might have been seeing, deactivating or putting on pause our dating apps, and not actively looking to see other people. Right now, of course, there are going to be other factors involved. If you don't live in the same city, if you don't have the average schedule, if things don't allow for you to connect once a week that are legitimate, not because you're not finding the time, that means you're not serious, right? Then, of course, that's going to elongate your timeline. You can also have things that can shorten your timeline. Maybe you're seeing each other 3 times a week. Relatively speaking, on average, about 3 months for average Janes, average Joes living in the same city. That should be enough time for folks to decide whether or not they want to take it to the next level. We did not say engagement. We did not say marriage. We never said baby. Commitment. One step up. Okay, let us know how that goes. Is it bizarre to date someone 30 years your senior? Is it bizarre to date someone 30 years your senior? So 30 years is a significant period of time. It's also almost my whole life, right? So now we're going to have to take some things into factor or take some things into consideration that may impact this answer, right? Quick answer is, to me, that's too much time. No matter if you're 60 and 90, no matter if you're 30 and 60, and if you're 20 and 50, right? Like the younger you go down this timeline, the more problematic it is. But even the higher you go up in the timeline, 60 and 90 are two different animals, right? Like my mom is in her late 60s and she's vibrant, like, right? And 90 usually is not the case. So to me, the quick answer is that is a problem. And I cannot imagine the two of you having many things in common. But absolutely, the lower we go down, the lower that we go, meaning that the younger that we are, right? Like 2050, 3060, it is absolutely bizarre. And I question what each person's intentions are. I would question it. Of course, you have to decide for yourself, but I would not recommend dating someone with such a large gap. And the reason is because I cannot imagine what you have in common. I have a sister who is, I'm not going to say because then y'all know how I am, and then you're going to add the math and she ain't going to like that, but significantly older than me, nowhere near 30 years, nowhere near 10 years, right? And for the first 20 years of my life, we had nothing to talk about. I talked to my middle sister, my older sister, and we're less than 10 years apart, right? Now that we're older, we're relatively in the same places and spaces, okay. But 30 years, I'm sorry, I can't imagine that being a reasonable gap, that the two of you have a lot of things that are in common. What would you suggest if you are meeting men and are dating, but it just seems like you keep attracting the same kind of man that is leading nowhere? What would you suggest if you are meeting men and are dating, but it just seems like you're attracting the same kind of man that is leading nowhere? Excellent question. So, first of all, I need to give you a little bit of background, a little bit of my theory around attraction. People in the dating and relationship space use this word. I'm even guilty of sometimes using this word, and I don't mean to. It's just a part of the vernacular, and so I need to make this clear. I don't believe in attraction in terms of I keep attracting the wrong guys or I keep attracting the right guys. I don't believe in that ideology. The way that I like to explain it is the way that I see things is that you attract all types, good, bad, and indifferent. Handsome, not handsome, well off, not well off, kind, not kind. You attract all types. If you are a beautiful woman, right, you are going to attract all types of people, young, old, black, white, doesn't matter. It's not about who you attract, it's about who you choose. And many times we are making poor choices for a litany of reasons. Sometimes we come from a traumatic childhood where we had to function as the adult in the room, the adult in the household, right? And so when we get into relationships, romantic and platonic, we are accustomed to giving, we are accustomed to serving, we are accustomed to nurturing, we're accustomed to doing, because that's how we had to function in our childhood in order to live, right? To be able to do. So I don't think that it's an issue of attract. I think it has more of an issue. This is my theory around attraction. I think it has more to do with us making choices around our experiences. And so if there is a traumatic background, if there is something that's problematic, if there is a way that you're functioning in the world that doesn't allow you to build healthy relationships, potentially an attachment style that's not healthy, then what you need to do is to correct that. I don't think it has to do with only needy men are attracted to me. I don't think so. I think it's you are a giver, you are a over giver, and so you keep choosing the wounded, you keep choosing the needy, and then you're surprised when you get the wounded and the needy. Now, this is not conscious, this is subconscious, which means that there needs to be some work that's done. I highly recommend my favorite therapist, I Am Taylor Chandler. I Am Taylor Chandler. I'm sure that's on Instagram and I'm sure it's on YouTube as well. And she's excellent with attachment style. She has a consultation. You can give her a call, see how it works. If she's a good fit, she'll work with you. If she's not, she'll recommend someone else. But that's my theory. I don't believe in that. I believe that we make choices, and sometimes those choices are great, and sometimes they're not so great. Okay. So I'm in a long distance relationship, and it's hard to the fact that he's unable to move around. So if you've been following me much, my name is Alison, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with busy professional women to help them find the partners that they deserve. I am going to be going live every Wednesday around 6:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube so that I can answer your burning questions around dating and relationships. If this is not a good fit for you, you want a private session, all you have to do is click the link in my bio, click the link, and I guess it's called banner. I don't know, whatever the hell it is on YouTube. And you can book a private session. And if you are single and looking to be found by the partner that you deserve and you are ready to do the work, you can also click the link in my bio and you can book a 15-minute consultation to see if my coaching program is a good fit. Also, if you've heard my story, which I'm not going to get into because I now have 9 minutes left before I have to start my group coaching program, I am not a fan of long distance dating. And so unless you live in a city, that's not even a city, it's a town, it's a township, it's I don't know, whatever else you want to call it, right? It's not a city, then you need to date people who's in your city. Unless the two of you are in love already, then you need to make it work, figure it out. Unless there is a timeline when the thing that has that person in the other city will end, i.e., they are stationed in the military, they will be home in 18 months, right? Like they're in this very special program, they're going to be done in a year. Unless there is a definitive deadline of when that person's coming home, or if you're the one who's away, when you're returning, then fine. Other than that, I am not a proponent of long distance relationships for this exact reason. How are we going to build in a timely fashion if there is no deadline to when someone is coming home? How? It's unreasonable. And if you are a woman who desires to have children and desires not to raise those children alone, then what? Now we're in trouble. So unless those two issues are corrected, I don't recommend continuing. Okay. As a 33-year-old Christian woman, how do I start with dated? Tried dating apps, looked around in church, at a high-end gym. Did the work from the inside, got things going, looking good. She looks good. Hey, she looks good. So my quick answer to you is going to be that you need to try some dating apps, but I'm going to challenge you on what your profile should look like. So very quickly, and I have an entire class, Dating 101 Masterclass. I am going to be hosting another live Dating 101 Masterclass later this month, so look out for it. But very briefly, I need you to look at your profile. It's not the dating apps. It's our profile and our frequency and our discernment. But we ain't got time for all that because I now have 7 minutes until I have my group where I do divulge all of this information. I go through their profile. I choose their apps for them. I write what their bio needs to look like. I teach them how to discern. We do all that in the program. So very quickly, look at your profile. I need you to have 6 photos, 2 of your face, 2 full body, and something that's form-fitting, not necessarily sexy, and then 2 action shots that tell the story or tell a part of the story of who you are. I need you to write a brief bio that makes it abundantly clear what you're looking for. I am looking to be in a committed relationship. I desire marriage. I desire commitment. Use that language. Use the strong language so that the person who's coming across your profile is very clear about what you desire and require. From there, you're going to use your prompts. There are 3 prompts on most apps that you're going to choose. One of them is going to be very straightforward. It's going to be, why are you here? I'll introduce you to my parents if the fastest way to my heart is, something along those lines. And you're going to reiterate again why you're here on top of 2 other prompts that are light, easy, comedic, not romantic. And the third time on your profile that you're going to make clear what you want is on those radio buttons. Those are the black dots that toggle. And you're going to say again, committed relationship. How is this helpful? The F-boys, the guys who are looking to waste time, even how pretty and fit or whatever you may be, they are not going to, many of them, most of them are not going to want to waste time speaking with you, knowing how serious you are. You've reiterated yourself 3 times now. You made it abundantly clear what you want. So it's going to help for you to repel the wrong ones. But again, I am hosting Dating 101 again. Probably going to be the last Friday in January. I need to look at my calendar. So make sure that you are on my email list. Make sure that you are on my text list so that you can get that information and you can join the class and I can give you the deets. Okay. Now, if you want me to go through your profile specifically and set everything up for you, then you would join me in my 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, where I tackle online and offline dating, discernment, self-esteem, healthy relationship building, and all of that good stuff. All right, folks, I'm going to take one more question. I do see people who are asking questions in Instagram. Please know I am only taking questions on YouTube. I am transitioning my effort and my energy to YouTube. So I need you, if you have a question, I'm only taking one, but you need to subscribe to my YouTube. I have 36 people who are on the live right now. Thank you for joining. I only have 20 likes. I need you to run those likes up. 36 people in here. That means I should have 36 likes and I should have 36 new subscribers by the end of this. This is where my free content is going to be. So gone are the days where we're getting all this free on Instagram land. Love you, Instagram, but I'm taking my efforts and I'm taking my talents to YouTube. So if you want free content, if you want help, if you want support, before you invest $1, then all I need you to invest is clicking the subscribe button here on YouTube. My YouTube is the same, at Align with Alison. You can comment YouTube here in Instagram land. I just saw a few people who did it. Thank you. You can click the link in my bio and it will lead you right to my YouTube. This is going to be the last question. I want to get someone who hasn't asked a question yet. Let's see. What would you do if a man kept bringing up sex? If men keep bringing up sex on the first conversation, it makes me uncomfortable. How do I let them know in a respectful way I don't like it? I know I could walk away. So yes, number one, if gentlemen keep bringing up sex in that first conversation, it's not about a respectful way. What you're going to say is, hey, James, I gather that you're attracted to me, which is good. I find you handsome as well. However, I am looking for a long-term committed relationship. You could say that leads to marriage if that's what you desire. I'm looking for a long-term committed relationship. I'm looking for the long haul. And so I'm not looking for anything that's quick and easy. So I would prefer to not continue our conversation around sex and sexual things, but please tell me more about your work as a police officer. Transition it, bring it right back around. If this guy brings up sex again quickly, now you're going to walk away. So, hey, James, look, I know I look good. I know you look good. However, I'm looking for longevity. I'm not looking for anything fast or easy, and nor will I be imparting in those activities fast or easily, right? And so if it's okay with you, which it doesn't matter, you're going to say that. If it's okay with you, let's keep talking about and then go back to whatever you were talking about before the sex. I would say this. Obviously, I don't know you, but I need you to look at your profile. I need you to make sure that you don't have, if you're on a dating app, that you don't have any sexy or provocative photos, right? Form fitting does not mean titties and booty and legs and all of it out. Something gonna be out needs to be a little bit. No bathing suits, no lingerie, nothing to give these guys a reason to be more sexually inclined than what they need to be. I need you to check your social media. Yeah, I know. If you're in a bathing suit, you need a cover up. Like, we take the sex out of it. You can be beautiful and sexy without it. Again, not you specifically. This is for anyone who is listening. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to wrap up because I have people who have invested in the 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, where I work with busy professional women to help them be found by the partner that they deserve, right? Hence the name. So I work with them so I can teach them how to navigate dating both online and offline, to build their self-esteem, to build discernment, and how to build a healthy relationship, because I can't just leave you with meeting all these great guys, giving you specific places to attend to meet great guys, and then you're just actively dating. That's good, that's fun, but we're also looking for the long-term result, right? So I need to run, I gotta go. But my last thing I'm going to say is, I saw Stephanie and you said I am Taylor what? Her name is I am, and I'm going to put it in the chat, I am Taylor Chandler. Okay, so I want you to check her out and let her know that I sent you. Okay, if you don't let her know I sent you, I'm gonna beat you up. I am Taylor Chandler. Definitely on Instagram. I'm not sure about if that's her name exactly on YouTube, but thank you guys. I hope that this live Q&A Ask Alison has been a hit. It was very enjoyable for me. I will absolutely be right back here on YouTube every Wednesday for live Q&A. Instagram land, I know that you're accustomed to me being there. However, we're transitioning, so make sure that you click the link in my bio to become a subscriber so that I can answer your questions every week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, folks, have a wonderful evening. All right, folks.